me coming back a couple of times. I think if George can do it.
Yeah.
How old was he when he
was 40-something.
Late 40s when he beat. Did he beat Holyfield or the?
No, when he first came back, he was
42, 43.
Yeah, early 40s. And
that was old back then.
That was very old. Well, no, they called me old at 30 when I fought Hagler.
That's what I'm saying. So when a guy comes back at 42, that was considered ancient for a while.
He was here last week, Bernard. We had Bernard last week.
Amazing.
We almost got into some shit, he and I.
Yeah?
No.
You guys the same weight, right? You like the same weight?
I had Bernard stare me down just to see what it felt like to have a real fighter stare. Really unpleasant. That sight game you guys play with each other, where you're looking at each other, that is really uncomfortable.
But, it's uncanny. I look at you, and you have the same physique as Hopkins.
As an oyster?
No. He means Anthony Hopkins, the actor.
Where do you put Mike Tyson on that list?
Mike's up there too, without question. Mike Tyson. But he's
messed up his legacy.
He's bounced back, and the legacy is something that people will have to cement. They will be the ones to make the judge of that. But Mike Tyson, I love watching him for so many years. I mean, you knew he was going to knock the guy out, but you didn't know in what fashion.
Yeah. Like, will the guy get back up, or will he need to be assisted into the corner?
Or will he be knocked out of the ring?
Regardless of who he was fighting, because, guys were saying he wasn't fighting the best fighters at some point. And his record and the end of his career, he brought people to boxing again.
Yes,
he really did make it where when he was on pay-per-view, you were watching, you went to your friend's house, you got the beers out, you got the chips, and you were watching a fight.
People watch, I mean, millions of people watch Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was such a attraction.
Yes.
He was a star in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And, those moments are pretty much gone for now.
Yeah.
Boxing in general is kind of gone.
It's a cyclical thing, maybe.
It's not like it was when we were growing up.
Who's the ones that the people really care about? I mean, you got Mayweather, Pacquiao, and
Hopkins
is older
recently,
Hopkins
obviously.
Older.
But there are.
You think it'll make a comeback?
It will. It's a resilient sport. It'll come back. But what's happened, the UFC or mixed martial arts,
which we love, by the way, just so you know,
because they have taken the page from boxing. In other words, they create personalities, these fights that are so highly anticipated.
Yeah.
And boxing used to be that way. There was a fight every few weeks or few months, a fight that was highly anticipated. We don't have that as much now.
It seems like the money in boxing was obviously so much higher than it is UFC. Right. And it was so hard to get the two big combatants together, whereas in UFC, they're all making relatively in the same neighborhood as each other. None of them are making $12 million paydays, So maybe that's why it was just harder to get these guys.
Remember, it was so complicated, and then it would finally be announced that they got them together, and you just go nuts.
Tyson Holyfield. We wanted Tyson Holyfield
forever,
right? To jail, but I mean, when that finally happened, it was a bit of an anticlimax.
We've had Don King in here
a couple of times.
What a character! I don't even know what to think.
How much different would your life have been had you signed? There was a scene where Ray's talking about in the book where he's out to dinner with Don King, and your brother went to the bathroom.
No, it was my trainer, Jenks Morton.
Okay, Jenks went to the bathroom, and this is Don King is no dummy. He pulls out a contract while his guy's in the bathroom. He's like, if you want to sign it.
Well,
we've had that happen.
I would have had longer hair. I think I would have had longer hair.
Oh, yeah. Do you think your career would have gone a lot differently and financially you'd be in a lot more desperate shape had you signed that deal?
I would not have been as successful. I think that being my own man, my own boss, was truly a blessing. And Mike Trainer, again, has given me that freedom. It's a great thing. I mean, I was able to retire my parents and take care of my brothers and my friends.
That's great.
And I bought them all, cars. they were all Pintos. So in the same color. But,
Got a deal.
I got a hell of a deal.
The brother's doing okay now?
My brother's doing great.
They're doing all right?
They're doing great.
Did your older brother ever make it in boxing at all on any sort of level?
My brother Roger was #2 in the world.
See, no idea.
And never really trained because he was a part-time boxer and part-time playboy. And, he never gave it 100%. And now, he feels that he kind of missed his opportunity to be a world champion.
And with the women, you're very honest about that, about the philandering and the cheating. And again, I love to hear a guy talking about that because it's like so many people, whenever we see a public figure fall, we all act like we can't understand how it happens. But it's like, how does anybody with that opportunity say no? It's really difficult when you're all of a sudden, all the hottest women in the world are throwing themselves at you.
Listen, I was a wallflower. When I was in school, the girls never came my way. I had a gap in my teeth, and I had a bad afro, and I had no clothes, and they didn't give me the time of day. So when
you phrase it like that, I almost don't blame them. That's not
now we understand.
I had acne. I had major acne.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh,
making us feel better about ourselves.
A prize. Yeah.
You were a mess.
Yeah, I was a mess.
Did you ever do it like right before fights?
Do what?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Fool around with the chicks before the whole thing, not having sex.
What did Ali ask you about that?
He asked me. He said, do you like can I say that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Can I say pussy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We prefer you to.
Yeah.
This is satellite radio, uncensored.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow. He asked me that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting with my idol, Muhammad Ali, and of all the things to ask a 19-year-old kid, do you like pussy? I said, sometimes. He said, how long do you wait before? He said, when do you stop having pussy before a fight? I said, about 3 days. He said, you're a bad nigga. Muhammad Ali has meant and continues to mean so much to me because I watched him, because I idolized him. I emulated him. I remember when I first started boxing, I was boxing like Joe Frazier. I was knocking guys out. And I saw Ali fight Joe Frazier, the first fight. And I looked at Ali's face. I looked at Joe's face. I said, you know what? I started moving like Ali.
Smart. And didn't Ali even win the first fight? No, he lost the first fight. I'm sorry, he lost. Then he won the next two.
I love Joe Frazier because James Morton, my trainer, took me to meet Joe at his training camp. And, to be a fighter like Joe or Ali or myself, it takes, again, a commitment. You really, really have to be committed to be a fighter, to be a great fighter, committed. And what happens, we come back, 99.9% of the time, we come back for financial reasons. But even if you come back just for the glory, as you get older, those punches hurt because you become civilized.
Right.
You enjoy the fruits of labor. You enjoy the atmosphere. You fly in private planes. You with, the beautiful women, and you do all these things that are not conducive to fighting, to boxing.
Yeah, I guess it's harder to step out of the first class lounge and get punched in the face than it is when you're coming up.
No, it's true. It's so true. Because being a fighter, you don't play boxing. You don't play boxing. Boxing demands your full attention. And if you get in that ring without being really focused, you get hurt.
Well, I love I love your relationship with Duran that you talk about. And there was one part where Duran lost to Hagler, and then, or did he beat Hagler, and he leaned in when you were, and he told you should fight him?
I was working with HBO, and I recall Duran was fighting Hagler, and it was a pretty close fight. And at the end of the fight, Duran walks over to me and leans through the ropes and says, Ray, you box him, you beat him. Because Duran was out boxing Hagler. He just kind of ran out of gas. And I thought about that. And then, after the fight, I went for a few drinks. And then I called my attorney. I said, Mike, don't even say that. Don't even go that. He said, don't even go there. And so it was a process because I watched Hagler all the time from ringside, and I observed him, and I broke him down, and I analyzed him. I understood his pet peeves, what bothered him, what really teed him off. And I worked on those things.
Same way you beat, he psyched Hagler out by getting to the center of the ring before he did to kind of claim it.
Yes.
And then Duran in the no mas fight, you just humiliated him. You humiliated him, you fucked with his macho, and he couldn't deal with it.
Well, Duran, wow, I mean, he was so frustrated in our second fight because it was nowhere near what the first fight was. The first fight was just total physical. The second fight was more artistic. I boxed him, used my legs, used my hand speed, and I did the bowler punch. I did things that you don't normally do, and I think he just fell prey to a short circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be you can't be made to look very silly.
Yeah.
In the ring like that, and if I loved the way you would showboat like that. That was very Ali,
Yes.
and that it brought another realm of entertainment to boxing without making it like you weren't taking it seriously.
Oh, I was taking it seriously.
And Ali was a pro at doing that.
So was Sugar, though. He was a natural
That's what
at
I mean.
that,
Yeah,
too,
that's
man.
what I mean.
It wasn't
you two
forced
are
whatsoever.
amazing. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
gotta get him.
when you would wind up that arm and then just smash him with the other
The
hand.
bolo punch.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
They say Ray has to leave.
He's got a busy day.
Let me plug the signing.
Amazing book.
It's honestly, of all the sports biographies I've read, this is by far the most
So much honesty.
introspective.
Yeah.
It's the most honest, and it's a great book. I blew through this in 3 days, and I read every word of it. It was an amazing book, and if you're going to write about your life, this is what you should do. And if you want to see Sugar Ray today, he's signing Barnes & Noble on 5th Avenue. That's the big Barnes & Noble. I believe it's in Union Square, is it, or no? Is that the Union Square one or no?
I'm not sure, Jimmy.
It's on, it's on 5th Avenue. If you see a giant line, you'll know you have it. Get there early, because there's not going to be 10 people to see Ray Leonard. And then tomorrow in New Jersey, a great independent bookstore called Bookends in Ridgewood, which there's always a lot of indoor room to stand for that one.
45th, possibly, Barnes & Noble?
Oh, it might be.
That's what Travis told me.
Oh, Travis is saying 45th?
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
Travis is an idiot, but he's probably right about that. He really is an absolute fool, knows nothing. And Sugar Ray Leonard,
I gotta just say,
Fantastic,
one of our heroes.
one of the best interviews we've ever done.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
love you, man.
Because of you.
Fantastic having you.
For you being open like that is just amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
The great Sugar Ray Leonard.
Thank you, man, so
and
much.
I think we're done.
Absolutely.
Florentine, quickly.
Monday, June 13th, Players Theater in New York City.